Today, I am joined and I'm humbled. Thank you so much for joining us by His Excellency Engineer Shadi Majali, Chief Commissioner of the Aqaba Special Economic Zone Authority. Good morning, wa sabah al khair.
Good morning. How are you?
Wallah, I am great. Honestly, the minute I am in Aqaba, there's a huge smile that draws on my face.
Enjoying it.
I will. I absolutely love it here. And we are
Great.
very blessed that we are ending our tour through the governorate in this beautiful hub. To start, can you tell our listeners more about Aqaba as a tourism, investment, and economic destination? What makes it so special?
City Aqaba's unique setup, if you will, is the geography, number one. We're the only sea gateway to Jordan. The other issue is the governmental setup in Aqaba. The ASEZ, as Aqaba Special Economic Zone, is run by ASEZA, which is Aqaba Special Economic Zone Authority. The unique issue about the whole law of Aqaba is that all the decision makers are in Aqaba. They live in Aqaba. 6 commissioners that govern everything in Aqaba, except the general things like education, general health care, archaeology, and security. These are things that ASEZA do not interfere with. But the rest is all governed under one, if you will, one board of directors, when we call them commissioners, that decide everything and functionally on the ground is a true one-stop shop.
Excellent. Well, I just want to just build on this. His Majesty King Abdullah II has always placed a great emphasis on Aqaba as Jordan's economic gateway to the Red Sea, as you mentioned. How has this royal attention translated into real progress in terms of infrastructure, services, and investment in climate, for example?
City, if you will allow me, the Hashemites have always had a keen eye on Aqaba. From late King Hussein, who established the Aqaba Authority at that time, King Abdullah looked at it and decided that it should have a special law, a special setup, and he founded it. It's his baby. And today, all of our directions come from the Crown Prince. So they do have a key eye on Aqaba. They believe in Aqaba. Aqaba is a touristic hub, is a logistical hub, and it has a local community. These are the 3 things together that make Aqaba unique. It's a livable city, and all the logistics are in one place also in Aqaba, and we prefer to call ourselves the beating heart of economy of Jordan, actually.
It is definitely. You know, just a side note, Aqaba is my retirement plan.
طيب, great. In that fact, that's one of our major plans for the future.
Really?
Is to make Aqaba an accessible city in all ways. Yeah. Not only for the disabled, but for the elderly and for the toddlers, to do the whole landscape in Aqaba as an accessible city so people can come here and retire and enjoy themselves.
You know, before we head into my question, I just wanted to tell you, I always say internal tourism is one of the most important things. And I pledged not to spend a JD outside of Jordan until I have covered every single corner. Me and my family, we see every single corner of the kingdom, and then maybe, يمكن أطلع برا الأردن.
Don't forget Ram.
Of course, it is one of my favorite destinations.
Absolutely.
So just to circle back, can you shed some light on some main projects and initiatives that the authority is currently working on, whether it's investment, tourism, or urban development, whatever you can share with us, or give us an insider information on future plans?
If we'll need about 6 to 8 hours actually for me to tell you what's going on, but
the most prominent one.
One of the most prominent is the seaside project, which today will start up with 4 buildings on the southern side of the seaside project called the Riviera Heights. It will be a unique setup where they will have retail, shops, activities, all on the main floors, the main 3-4 floors. And then there is the buildings which they will have mostly residency, about 1,200 different units of different types. The other thing that we have is ongoing, under construction, is a Formula 3 track race, which will go
Did
up
I hear
to
that
2.
correctly? Formula 3?
Absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely. Going up to 3, going up to 2, 1, and then E Formula. And this will be unique to the whole region of
I was just going
the
to say, this
Levant
is for the region.
region.
Yeah. And is this recent or going to happen recent?
Yes, hopefully by mid next year, we'll have the first phase finished, which is a 6-kilometer racetrack.
Wow. Well, you know what? We are your partners on this.
You're most
Whatever
welcome.
you need.
You're most welcome. In addition,
yes.
also, we have a go-kart track being set up. We'll have a drifting area for all these enthusiasts that want to play around with their cars, you know, and go
Safely.
around safely,
Safely.
absolutely. And that's why we call it a drifting area, because it will be a safe area. We're going to do an international shooting club also in Aqaba, and many activities every day.
You know, I always say on the show, Aqaba is not just, and if you don't mind me saying this in Arabic, انزل اقعد بالأوتيل وشوف هالشط. There's so much that tourists and the local community in the capital and throughout the kingdom, when they come to Aqaba, they don't really experience the heart of Aqaba.
It's true.
Yeah.
We're trying to make Aqaba an experience, not only for the locals, for the foreign tourists or the Arab tourism. And it's working slowly. It's an addition. You add one block at a time. Today, we're trying to do a historical path, starting with one of the oldest churches on earth, which is a Byzantine church. And it is the first purpose-built church in the world.
Really?
And it's a beautiful place to visit. And then you can walk around, go to Islamic Isla. So we have this nice old city of Isla, and it has a port. We're just discovering it underwater slowly, and we're putting a lot of emphasis on digging it all up to make it a really good experience. And then you go to the Arab Revolt area, where there is the castle, Aqaba Castle, King Sharif Hussein's home, and so on. One of the major projects we're trying to build is a souk, an old generic souk where all the locals can come in and sell their local products. You know, the handbags, the really Bedouin, Aqabite
The
things,
charm.
the
The
charm,
of
the local
community.
charm.
Yeah, the local
Absolutely.
charm.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for giving us your time, Your Excellency, and your morning. But I want to end this with, how do you envision Aqaba's future in the coming years?
City with all pride. I was so proud when I got to be in this position. For the confidence of His Majesty and the Crown Prince. Aqaba's uniqueness is that it is a logistical hub with all its ports. It is a living city with all the local people, and it's a touristic city. All of these three have to be balanced together, not to hurt each other and not to overcome each other. So we keep Aqaba a basic hub for tourism, but at the same time, it's a hub for trade, for logistics. We have 12 ports. We have 38 berths for big ships. These, you don't feel it today when you're in Aqaba, because we were able to manage throughout the last 20, 25 years, the ability not to, for one thing to overcome the other or to hurt the other, to do this nice, challenging harmony and balancing between all. Aqaba's future is great in all its aspects, in its people, in its youth, in its females in the tourism that we're trying to set up, and the logistical area. Today, Aqaba has 20% of tourism rooms in Jordan. That is other than Airbnb. Rum is a huge setup. We have 1,500 tents that will accommodate more than 10,000 people at the same time. So we have at the base the bulk. And now we're working on the Golden Triangle. We will be coming up with a strategy pretty soon where Aqaba is the base of this Golden Triangle, and Ram is the other base, and Petra, of course. This is something new that we're trying to reinitiate in Jordan to increase the tourists and the longevity of people, how long they stay in our country.
I was always fascinated by the Golden Triangle. And whenever I have guests, they always say, let's go to the Dead Sea. I say, okay, we can go to the Dead Sea, but I need at least 4 days because we need to hit the Golden Triangle.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, you know what? Thank you so much, Your Excellency Shadi Majali, Chief Commissioner of the Aqaba Special Economic Zone Authority, also known as ASEZA to everyone.
Yes,
thank you so much for joining us and giving us a closer look into Aqaba's development journey. Good morning.
Thank you very much for giving us this chance. Welcome to Aqaba. Through your program, I would like to invite anybody and everybody to come to Aqaba, enjoy it, have fun, and see what we have to give.
And of course, you gave us exactly what to do as
Good.
well. Thank you. So we will follow your footsteps and do just that. Once again, thank you so much. His Excellency Shadi Majali, Chief Commissioner of the Aqaba Special Economic Zone Authority, ASEZA. And we are going to break for some music. If you have any questions while we are down here in Aqaba, WhatsApp 079 1043 104.